Hello, my name is April and welcome to the Yoga Ranger Studio and welcome to your practice today. This practice is for all of you out there who do repetitive actions that use your arms, wrists, forearms, shoulders, neck, chest, upper back, and a little bit of hips. So that could be musicians, writers, chefs, all of those people who use this area a lot for what they do in their everyday living. So we're going to do some stretching out, some myofascial release, and some yin poses to help relieve some of that and give some opening to those spaces. So the only prop you could use would be a blanket underneath. This is purely optional. You don't have to have it. But we're going to start with just some basic wrist stretches. So go ahead and come onto hands and knees. And you're going to take your hands down as if you're sort of in a cat-cow, but you're going to turn your fingers facing out. Hands still about shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers nice and wide. You're just going to make little circles to the left first. And after about 3, you're going to shift to making circles to the right. Now you don't have to have your fingers so spread far that they feel painful. You're going to rock side to side a little bit. But just have them spread enough where there's wide. There's a little room in between each one. And then we're going to shift, turning those fingers back. So this may mean that you move your hands back closer to your knees. Shift back and forth just a little bit. And then start to make those circles again. Here again, if you feel any sharp shooting pain, you're going to want to back off a little bit, maybe lighten up, bring those fingers even closer to your knees, and then shift directions. So if you use your shoulders, arms, wrists, and forearms a lot in whatever you do every single day, it's really important to stretch these areas out and bring them back to center here. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of keep the fingers on the floor, but we're going to lift the heels of the hands off just a little bit and rock back. And then lift all the way up, shake those hands out a little bit. And then we're going to turn where we have the fingers facing in. So middle finger to middle finger. Here again, we're going to rock and make little circles round to the left. And then over to the right. Just little circles, just to kind of get all the way around the wrist, forearms, fingers. Come back to center and just rock side to side a little bit. Maybe lifting the heel of the hand just off the floor a tiny bit. And then flip those palms over. Take pointer finger to pointer finger or ring finger, whichever works best for you. And you're just going to rock a little bit side to side. So you don't have a lot of pressure on this. You can bend the elbows a little bit more, come down, and then press back up. Your elbows can be bent or straight, just rocking a little bit side to side. And then lifting up, shaking that out. So one of my favorite things to do when my forearms have been really sore is to give them a little massage. So take that right forearm down, palm facing up, spread the fingers wide. You're going to take closer to your elbow on your left hand, palm facing up. And you're just going to get a little bit of pressure, rock your weight in there, starting at the elbow, and then shift down very slowly. You'll notice your fingers kind of curl and uncurl as you do this. Back up to the top, roll down. About 4 or 5 little pressure points here all the way down to the wrist. You're not putting all your weight, just some of your weight here. And then you're going to shift which arm you do that to. Really close to the elbow, both arms, and start to just move down, put a little weight here. Just so you start to see those fingers curl and respond. It can be good to give your forearms a little massage too. We forget a lot about our forearms, but they are really super strong and they do a lot for us every day. So shake that out, wiggle your fingers. And we're going to come up to a seat, whatever you like best for yourself. We're going to do little neck stretches. So go ahead and drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Left hand's going to come down to the floor and just grace the floor. And you're going to take your fingertips to that left temple and you're just going to rest them there. Just for a couple of breaths. And then dropping your chin to your chest a little bit, keeping that right ear over to that right shoulder. Take your hand more toward the back, like the top of the crown of your head. And just very gently weigh it down. And get a nice stretch down the back side of the neck as well. It's one of my favorite neck stretches. And then keeping that same right over to the right shoulder, you're going to tilt your chin up a little bit and bring your hand to the forehead a little bit more. So you stretch a little bit more of the front side of the neck. Come back to center. You're going to feel really one side. You may actually feel like your shoulders are completely separated off from each other, like they're on, one's on one height, one's on the other. Shift over to the other side. So you'll feel that when you have a lot of stress and strain in there. Right hand goes down to the floor or reaching toward it, and you're just going to rest your hand on the temple. You're not pulling actively, you're just resting it there. It's adding a little bit of weight. And then dropping the chin to the chest, hand toward the back of the head, stretching that back space right along the back of the neck. I find I hold tension in different spaces. And then here, bringing the chin up and resting your head on the front of the forehead, stretching this front side of the neck. We also don't stretch our necks very much either. Forearms and necks, totally forgotten areas of the body. Release that, come back to center. Maybe now you feel like you're a little bit more even on each side. We're gonna come down and do butterfly wings. So come all the way down onto your back, knees bent, feet flat. You're gonna take that left arm, reach it up and over. You're gonna lean a little bit over to the left, take that right arm, palm facing down toward the floor and slide it up between your shoulder blades as far as you feel comfortable. For some people, they will slide all the way up in between the shoulder blades. Some will be a little bit lower, but you want a point where your elbow can drift down. If you wanna reach that left hand a little bit further down, you can, but I find that I just like to rest my head on that hand instead. Keep your knees bent or legs straight. Take some nice deep breaths. A little bit longer here. I love this stretch because it gets into both directions in which the shoulders rotate while giving you a little deeper stretch in the underarm and chest, upper back. Lift your head up, take that left hand out, lean over to the left, slide that right arm out. Take a couple of breaths here. And then taking that right arm up, tuck it underneath your head, lean over to the right, slide that left hand palm facing down up as high as you can. And that may be higher on this side. You may have more mobility or not. Don't worry too much about it. It's still getting that nice deep stretch. Close your eyes and settle into your breath. Last minute or so here. Feeling gravity pulling that right elbow down. Maybe even kind of pulling the left shoulder open of its own accord. Not really pushing it, just allowing it to happen. Lift your head, take that right arm out, lean over to the right, slide that left hand out. Knees together, arms out to the side, palms up. Just notice how this feels on each side. Maybe you're kind of checking in to see the differences between the two sides during the pose and after. And then roll over to your right side. Slowly press yourself up. And take a half heart melting pose. We had a little bit of difference to this time. So keeping our legs set up like a normal melting heart pose, we're going to take that right over the left so that the legs are crossed. So you have it back behind you. We're going to walk ourselves a little bit over to the right. Take that left arm down, right arm down. Start here. And then you're going to take that left arm out. So we're getting the side body as well as the hips, as well as the arms and chest. Feeling a little bit of opening here in the arm. You can spread your fingers as wide as you feel comfortable. Last few breaths here. Start to walk that left hand back in. Come back to center. Maybe rest in child's pose. Hands on top of one another, forehead to the back of the hands. And setting yourself up for your second side. This time you're going to cross left over right. Walk your hands a little bit over to the left this time. Take both hands down. Take that right arm out. Rest your forehead on the back of the left. Just about one more minute here. Start to walk that right hand back in. Come back to center. This time you're going to come all the way down onto your belly. Stack your hands on top of one another and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Maybe rock your hips side to side. And lifting your head, we're going to take one at a time on our twisted rope. So we're going to take that right hand down in front. Take that left hand, palm facing up. Walk that shoulder underneath. And then rest your forehead on the floor or your chin on your shoulder. And start to walk that right hand back in. Unwind, stack your hands on top of one another, rest your head on the back of your hands. And switching sides, walking that left hand out in front, right hand's going to scoop underneath, palm facing up. Time to lift your head back up, walk that hand back in. And go ahead and roll all the way onto your back. Knees bent. Take your arms alongside the hips. Let them soften toward the floor. Take a little breath here. Notice how your chest and shoulders and upper back feel. And making a fist and then releasing those hands. And again, and then releasing the hands. And taking our final pose here before Shavasana, arms out to the side, palms up. You're going to cross that right leg over that left, shift the hips over to the right, drop those knees over to the left. You can turn and look over your right shoulder or straight up at the ceiling. Breathing into all the space that you've made in this practice, the opening, allowing everything to soften and release the tension that built up from your day. We're about halfway through. Go ahead and flip your palms to face down. Gently turn your head back to center, engage your core, bring those knees back through the middle. Walk your feet wide, knees together, hands on your belly. Nice deep breaths. Checking in with the shift in energy that you may feel in the rebound pose. Feeling the difference between left and right since we've only done one side so far. And then switching sides, arms out to the side, palms up, cross that left over right, shift the hips over to the right, left, drop those knees to the right. I was getting ahead of myself there. Lift your head and turn and look over that left shoulder if you want to, or look straight up. Turn to flip those arms over, palms facing down. Last few breaths here. Start to turn your head back to center. Engage your core. Bring those knees back through the middle. Unwind. Drop those feet wide, knees together, hands to your belly. A few breaths here, noticing the change. Nice, deep, full, rich breaths. Breathe all the way up into the shoulders, the collarbones, spreading the back of the heart, the front of the heart. And then exhaling it all out through your mouth. You can take whatever Shavasana you like. That could be with heels out to the corners of the mat. Could be arms underneath your shoulders. Whatever it is. Stretched out, shoulders pressed down to the floor, arms out to the side. If you have more time to spend in Shavasana, please spend as much time as you possibly can, resting in the stillness, the calm, and reconnecting with your breath. But if this is all the time that you have, go ahead and walk your heels together. Stretch out through your toes, reach up through your fingertips over your head. Stretch as long and as tall as you can. And exhale, roll over to your right side. Take a few breaths on your right side. Gently press yourself up to whatever seated position you like best. Eyes closed or open. Hands palms up or palms down onto your knees. Maybe rolling your shoulders a time or two back and a time or two forward. Then on your next exhale, dropping those fingertips down to the floor. Inhale, sweeping the hands all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Peace and namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you did, like and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this, or if you would like a particular class focused on a specific area as well. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button over to your right-hand side and join me each Thursday morning for a brand new practice every Thursday morning. And if you would like to practice with me more, you can join me at theyogaranger.vhx.tv, a member site where we have a monthly calendar and a playlist, as well as journal prompts. We have exclusive member videos every single week and a few more each month. Also, YouTube videos without ads. You can watch all of these videos without the ads and formatted for a little bit shorter time frame, as well as cutting off some of the extra stuff. And also a live call every single month. I would love to chat with you more on our live calls and get to know you, as well as have you ask your questions about what's going on with your practice and what you would like to know. So check that out. It's link up above and down below, theyogaranger.vhx.tv. Hope to see you there. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can check it out for 7 days just to see if it fits what you're looking for. If I don't see you there, I would love to see you here again on YouTube. I wish you a wonderful week. Have a great day.